towards the white flag, but Monaghan lead in the Ulster final just over 3 minutes in.
Well, they were patient. Give the ball, flash it into Paul Finlay. Nice return. And Tommy Freeman really chased into space. A lovely curling point for the opening score for Monaghan.
Damien Freeman is actually the Monaghan captain on the field of play, with their regular skipper Vinnie Corey out injured. That's belted in by Lennon, very direct, and it's broken well for Freeman. Goal chance and a brilliant save by Pascal McConnell. You would have put a part of your house, never mind the whole thing, on Tommy Freeman to score from there. Conor Gormley. Owen Mulligan way out in front of his man. Mulligan chips into Tommy McGuigan, got one already. McGuigan, there's help around if he needs it. Conor Gormley in a better position, and Gormley slots that one. Lovely football from Tyrone, they're into their stride.
That's a terrific score, best score of the match.
Brilliant take from Owen Lennon. They are dominating around the middle, particularly on their own kickouts, and they've won a few of the Tyrone ones as well. Damien Freeman haven't managed to turn it into a significant advantage on the scoreboard. Rory Woods for Monaghan. There's an advantage now. They lead by 4 points to 3. Scoring opportunity for Jordan, swings the right boot at it, and it's a very effective swing. Level again, 23 minutes into the Ulster final. McGuigan outside of the right boot, trying to angle it in up towards Sean Kavanagh. It's broken for Kevin Hughes. They've got to score from here, Tyrone, and Hughes has got his foot through that, and it's sailed over the bar. Tyrone leading by 5 points to 4, 2 in a row for the Ulster champions. Justin McMahon to Owen Mulligan again. He's out in front. Lovely interplay with Kavanagh. There's a gap there, and Kavanagh goes right the way through it. And Sean Kavanagh for Tyrone has slotted that over to bring an end to the tedium, I suppose. A 2-point lead for Tyrone. Davy Hart, it's 3 points in a row for Tyrone. Owen Mulligan really coming to the fore. Davy Hart, orthodox kicking style on that occasion, and there's the result. White flag point. It's 4 in a row, and Tyrone starting to look very impressive. They are desperate for a point before half-time. Here's Conor McManus. McManus through to Freeman. Freeman for Monaghan. Another fine save by McConnell. He's denied both Freemans. Tommy early in the first half, and now Damien.
Great pass by McManus. Watch the way he slips him through here. Freeman, he's got to keep this low and to one side. But he really hits it straight at him. It's a good save, but it's not a great save.
Brian Dooher. Cahill McCarran. Kevin Hughes. McCarran goes again, but they've men available all the time looking for it, completing these little triangles all over the park. Here's Sean Kavanagh. McCarran screaming for it inside. Kavanagh backed himself and slotted the ball over the bar, but Cahill McCarran had continued his run forward from right corner back.
Another fine score for Tyrone. They're really moving away now. It's all Tyrone, really. They're playing it on their terms. Monaghan really have an uphill task now.
Colin Walsh, that's Penrose's marker with him. Walsh lets it go to Kieran Hanratty. Dick Clerkin. Clerkin gets away from Kevin Hughes. A good turn of pace from Dick Clerkin, and Clerkin takes the point. Well, that's better. It's more like it from Monaghan. The time running out. Tyrone closing in on their 13th Ulster title. Colm Kavanagh. Acres of space. McCullough is calling for a Kavanagh. There's the icing on the cake from Colm Kavanagh. And Monaghan been beaten out the door of Clonus. 111 to 6 points. They've just been torn apart. There will be another day for them in the back door. But they won't be able to get away with this sort of lacklustre performance. They've been totally dominated by the Ulster champions, who are still the Ulster champions. The first team since 1996 from Tyrone to put back-to-back Anglo-Celts together. A hugely impressive performance by Tyrone, and their hunger, their appetite, their desire is just as strong as ever. What a dark day for Monaghan. Brian Dooher, that link with the 96 team, well, he'll shortly get his hands again on an old friend. The Anglo-Celt Cup will be heading back to Tyrone for another year. Monaghan, it's the qualifiers for them. Full-time here at St. Tunick's Park in Clonus. Tyrone 114, Monaghan 7 points.
Mickey, your remarkable record in finals continues. Another win today. Where does that one sit for you?
That one's as good as any of them, yeah. It was an important win for us today. Monaghan felt a lot hinged on this for them, but it did for us too, because I think probably we've been undervalued a little bit coming into this final, and I'm glad that our players responded in a very positive way. Why
do you think you were undervalued, as you put it?
Because you know, people were doubting us in the game against Antrim. We played for a while and then had to hang on, down, overwhelmed us for 20-25 minutes, and we had to take the game. So some people say choked it, but we say controlled it. So people didn't think that we were fit for what Monaghan were producing on the other side. We did believe that we could match that, and you know, sometimes it works out for you and sometimes it doesn't. Today it did.
Brian, congratulations, another Ulster title. That was very, very impressive.
Well, I wouldn't say the first half was too impressive. We were lucky probably they gone 3 points up. We could have been 3 points down, only for Pascal. He had 2 great saves. But in the second half, they gradually chipped away at a few points, and then I think Monaghan's heads dropped, to be fair, and they probably threw in the towel a bit.
No, we're very disappointed. Probably the worst 40 minutes that Monaghan has played in the past 6 years. Very, very disappointing. Forget about how good Tyrone are. Forget about how they suffocated us when they went 5 points up. We were very, very disappointed with our performance, and we have to live with how we performed today, and that's very, very hard pill to swallow for us.
And tell me finally what it means for you as a very proud Tyrone man to have back-to-back Ulsters. It was last done in 95 and 96, that fantastic team. What does that mean for you?
Well, it's just another something special to look back on. You know, you be in this place. It's a privileged place to be where I am and have been for the last number of years, and we'll always look back and reflect and think about the good days and think about the opportunities we had to create some little bit of history of our own, and I like that, and hopefully we can create a bit more.
Tony Davis, a pretty emphatic message from Tyrone not to write them off.
Absolutely. If there was any doubt about it, they certainly reasserted themselves today, and it's gas they shared the last 12 titles with Armagh. But look, if there was any doubt about it, they blew them away today. You know, they're a fantastic team, and I think there's more in this Tyrone team. You know, they can get better. I thought Sean Kavanagh, while he played well today, there's more in him. Owen Mulligan, there's more in him. And Stephen O'Neill was a sub. And, you know, if you look at it, they don't depend on any one forward. You know, most teams have one forward where they're marquee forward. There was 10 different individuals scored today for Tyrone. Their whole half-back line. But there's their work ethic, and it's just from Pascal McConnell right up to Owen Mulligan. They work so hard and they create so much energy. It's very hard to play against them.
Let's have a look at that work rate you're talking about.
That work rate is incredible, from number 1 right down to number 15. We see Dick Clarkin coming out with the ball, and Brian Dooher just dispossesses him. Justin gets the ball up and lays it off, and there they go again. They've done this all day. Gary McQuaid comes up with the ball, goes into contact. That's number 1 rule when you're playing Tyrone. You cannot go into contact. If you go into contact, the ball is going to be stripped off you. And again, this is a perfect example. Stephen Gallagher comes out with the ball. Penrose wins the ball back off him. He chased 2 players. He chased 2 players to win that ball back. He gets fouled himself. And listen, the only thing you do after that is kick it over the bar. 40 yards out. Terrific performance by Tyrone today. Very disappointing for Monaghan, but they were stifled. They weren't allowed play.
They weren't allowed play, but we thought they were the form team coming into it. What disappointed you about Monaghan today, Darren?
Well, I suppose the quality of their foot passing. I know Tyrone are good, and I suppose the Cork team last year showed us that there is a template in beating Tyrone, and the quality of the foot passing needs to be good, and there needs to be a variety in it. I felt Monaghan didn't really vary their